Lord Hokage, I'm back from patrol, Sasuke stated, jumping through the open window into the Hokage office. Kakashi sighed, adjusting the large Hokage hat he now had to wear. Could you not use the window next time? Sasuke smirked. You can blame Lord Jiraiya and Naruto for that bad habit. Speaking of, how is the sage? Last I heard, he and Karn had reached the old hidden whirlpool village. Unfortunately, they're still disposing of all the rubble. Lord Mizukage plans to send some of her shinobi to assist. So, how was your patrol? Kakashi asked, attempting to distract himself from the mountain of papers. Sasuke smiled. Boring as usual, which is a good thing, of course. And what about you, Sensei? Is being Hokage treating you well? Don't patronize me, kid, Kakashi frowned. Fortunately, I plan to hire an assistant or two. That should make things more bearable. It'll allow me to get out more, at least. Sasuke crossed his arms. Speaking of getting out, I heard whispers about a multi-nation celebration. Something about all the villages showing up for one big feast. Is this true? Kakashi smiled behind his mask. Let's just say it'll be a day worth celebrating. It's been almost 4 years now. Sasuke smiled as well, both turning as someone entered the room. Sakura dropped another stack of papers on the table, Kakashi turning pale. Can't Tsunade handle hospital paperwork? Sakura chuckled. You don't want to see her when she's drunk crazy like she is today. Honestly, Sensei, you should have kept her as an advisor instead of letting her retire. Sasuke scoffed. Like she'd be any better. Kakashi's posture straightened. Anyways, I want some feedback from the two of you. The Chunin and Jonin exams. They're still a hot topic for debate for us Kage. Considering we want to uphold peace, we're uncertain whether shinobi of high caliber will be needed in the future. Of course they will, Sasuke replied instantly. That idiot told me himself. Peace won't last forever, no matter what we do. We need the next generation to be ready, and for their descendants to do the same. I have to agree, Sakura muttered. Kakashi shrugged. I figured you'd say that. Gaara and Kurotsuchi said the same thing. Thank you, my students. That will be all for now. Yes, Lord Hokage, the Uchiha and medic replied. Once they were outside the Hokage tower, Sakura grabbed Sasuke's arm. I'm not letting you miss your eye exam again, understood? Sakura stated firmly. Sasuke's shoulders sagged. Understood, but can we just do it here? The hospital doesn't need me attracting fans. Sakura nodded, a smile forming. Reminds me of the old days, back when I thought you were cool. Sasuke tilted his head, the pair sitting down on a rooftop. What do you think I am now? An idiot. Sasuke sighed. Understandable. Sakura nodded. Yes, but considering how much I went through to bring you back, you're my idiot. Sakura held the Uchiha's face as he said those words, green light emanating from the other. What about Naruto then? Sasuke asked, activating his Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto forfeit that right when he left. Sasuke looked past the light into Sakura's emerald eyes. Do you still hold it against him? No. Unlike you, he has sufficient reason. Even if I don't understand most of it, Sakura admitted. The two were silent for a while. Sakura asking to see Sasuke's Rinnegan, the only thing to break the silence. After an hour, she lowered her hands, taking in a deep breath. How bad is it? Sasuke asked. Sakura frowned. Despite limited use, your eternal Mangekyo is starting to go blind. My best guess is chakra taxation. The Rinnegan is permanently active, sapping lots of your energy. That, coupled with it not originally belonging to you, and this is seemingly the result. The Rinnegan itself is also compensating, but the fact remains, it'll eventually go completely blind. After that, I'd guess it will start affecting the rest of your chakra network. How long will that take? Sasuke asked. Years? Maybe a decade for the blindness? Triple that for your body? Sakura admitted. Sasuke sighed, looking up at the clouds. Itachi died of an unknown illness. I suppose it's fate that what kills me is an illness I gave myself. Sakura lightly punched the Uchiha's arm. Not if I have anything to say about it. You're my idiot, after all. Sasuke smiled, returning the light punch. There's no one I'd rather trust my life with. Sasuke placed his sword against the wall of his old home. It, along with the entire Uchiha district, had been repaired. Plans were set to open it to the public, considering how much space it used up. Sasuke consented to the idea, hoping to see the streets filled with people again, Uchiha or not. He figured it's what Itachi would want. It wasn't like his clan was going to return to its former glory overnight. Currently, it looked like he was going to be the last. One less danger for the world to face. Whether he was fine with that or not, he wasn't sure. That said, he tried not to lose any sleep on it. I'm sure my dad wouldn't approve. I'll have to ask him once I die, Sasuke muttered, sitting down at the large table. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen for a long time. Sasuke flipped over the table, spinning midair to throw a lightning-laced kunai. The blade was stopped by a thin black wall. It receded into an orb, revealing a face Sasuke hadn't seen for almost 4 years. What the hell are you doing here, Naruto? The Uchiha hissed, eyes wide. Naruto scratched the back of his head, a wide smile on his face. It's been a while, so I wanted to see how you were doing. I'm doing fine, Sasuke replied hesitantly. A more important question is how you've been doing. Naruto shrugged. Kurama would say I'm losing my mind. He's probably right, considering how I spend most of my time. Sasuke frowned. That's not very reassuring. Naruto chuckled, sitting down across from Sasuke. Sorry. What I meant was creating new techniques. You'd be amazed what unlimited access to chakra allows you to do when used right. You know the old legend? That Hashirama Senju created the forests around the hidden leaf with wood style? I could create an entire continent, with forests, rivers, valleys, and villages on top of that. I tell you, Sasuke, once humanity is ready to do what I can, I have no doubt great things will happen. Granted, bad things are likely to follow close behind, and that's when I'll step in. It's my duty, after all. Sasuke tilted his head. I'll say one thing. You're still Naruto, even if you look completely different. Sasuke finished processing the blonde's physical change. His hair was much longer, his plain black headband barely holding it against his head. He wore a black cloak with orange designs, similar to the late Sage of Six Paths. His feet were bare, Sasuke noticing the seals written in faint ink around his ankles. They made Sasuke look over Naruto again, more seals on his wrists and under his mesh shirt. Lastly were his eyes. They were still blue as ever, though his pupils were now permanently toad-shaped. The former orange markings now bright gold. Naruto smirked. So, tell me, Sasuke, has Sakura asked you out yet? Sasuke cleared his throat, hiding his blush. How is that relevant to anything? Naruto snickered. It's not. I just wanted to mess with you. On a separate note, I've heard about this celebration the Kage are planning. Do you plan on coming? Sasuke asked. That would certainly spice things up. Naruto's smile faltered for a moment. I've been considering it. Surprisingly, the tailed beasts have displayed interest in attending. Koko and Gyugi suggested it. Even Kurama, and that lazy fox doesn't even want to wake up half the time. Sasuke frowned, brushing the hair away from his Rinnegan as it pulsed. Be honest with me, Naruto. Are you doing okay? I know you talk with the tailed beasts, but I'm the first human you've talked to in almost 4 years. I'm doing fine, Naruto stated. It's lonely, I will admit, but it's necessary. No, it isn't, you idiot. Not even Hagoromo thought so. Yes, aligning with one village is a bad idea, but avoiding humanity is just an excuse to not feel pain and heartache. Naruto sighed with a smile. If only that were true. You probably noticed, but I've now got permanent Sage mode. And with that, permanent access to the emotions of every person in the nation. With effort, I could probably sense all 5. The pain and heartache haven't stopped, only grown. Sasuke scoffed. That's no better. Naruto nodded. I know. But if I don't do this, who will? You said yourself humanity will be ready one day. Yes, but not this day. Not for a long, long time. All my friends may be gone by then. I don't know. But it will all be worth it, for peace to last as long as possible. For the only cause of death we have to worry about is old age, where the term shinobi has faded into obscurity, where chakra itself is no longer needed. Sasuke covered his Rinnegan with one hand, the other a fist. Do you really think such a future will come about? I certainly hope so, Naruto muttered, standing up. Sorry to cut our reunion short, but the tailed beasts are calling for me. Sasuke quickly grabbed the blonde's shoulder, gripping it tightly. Come visit more often, otherwise I'll hunt you down and drag you back. Naruto gave a thin smile. I will. And before I forget, I have something for you. It's only a temporary fix, but I'm certain Sakura will find a permanent solution eventually. Naruto's hand signs created a shockwave, shaking the house around them. Sasuke glanced away from the blonde, who was gone by the time his eyes moved back. Sasuke looked to the item in his hand, a small package. Sasuke opened it, revealing a black eye patch, seals written on the inside. Sasuke observed for a moment, placing it over his Sharingan. Nothing happened, so he moved it over his Rinnegan. He felt a sharp pain followed by relief. Stiffness he never noticed faded immediately, his chakra network slowing down drastically. He stumbled into the wall, taking deep breaths. He felt the Rinnegan go to sleep, taking a moment to adjust despite it being covered. How I was called a genius as a kid is beyond me, and how you were the class idiot is equally absurd, Sasuke muttered, allowing himself to truly relax for the first time in years. Naruto's new haven, a few hours later. Naruto reappeared beside Kurama. The fox was small, now roughly twice as tall as Naruto. Thanks to Naruto's absorption power, he was able to place the fox's chakra into a modified shadow clone, shrinking it. The other tailed beasts were given the option for the same treatment, some refusing. It made it easier for the beasts to stay hidden, and gave them telepathic communication with Naruto. If not for that ability, Kurama wouldn't have noticed the blonde's return. He remained still, Naruto kneeling in front of Haku's grave, which he had relocated after leaving the Hidden Leaf. To Kurama, this was a daily sight. He figured this ritual was the most important thing to Naruto, so it was best to stay quiet. That was Kurama's intention, but when he heard the blonde's muffled tears, his head finally rose. I thought I could handle speaking to them again. But after 4 years, I could only manage Sasuke. I knew being a sage would be hard, but not like this. Kurama stood up, walking over to the young man. Nine tails wrapped around him, Kurama resting his head atop Naruto's. Naruto felt the fox's immense weight compress his body, warming his perpetually cold skin. Hagoromo taught me something before he died. Even the strongest is allowed to say, "I'm not strong enough." But even so, the strongest must have the will to either surpass their weakness, or know when to call upon the weak. So, which one are you, kid? Naruto stifled the last of his tears, failing to do so. You already know my answer. Kurama scoffed. Yes, because you're an idiot. Naruto chuckled, slowly rising. Sorry, Haku, but I'm not giving up just yet. You'll have to keep waiting for me. Naruto took a step back, chakra coursing through his feet. The ground around Haku's grave sprouted bright green grass, along with a unique flower. Its pale blue petals resembled a snowflake. Naruto made it after mastering wood style. He turned to face Kurama, extending a fist, a huge smirk on his face. The villages are planning a party. Why don't we make a place that's worth celebrating at? Kurama snorted. You're planning to make a new island, aren't you? What gave it away? You bragging about it to Sasuke, mostly. Naruto looked away sheepishly. I'm afraid creating one on land would attract too much attention. Do you think I could make one in the sky? Kurama let out a boisterous laugh. You think a floating island won't attract attention? You truly are an idiot. Naruto smirked. I'd say the one who decides to stick with an idiot is an even bigger one. Kurama returned the smirk. To answer your question, I do have a few ideas, but it mainly boils down to whether you have enough chakra to keep it afloat. You're kidding, right? That's an issue? Naruto laughed. You're the one who asked, Kurama spat back. Naruto couldn't help but smile, looking up at the yellow sun. In that case, I suppose I've got work to do. He looked back to Haku's grave. I'll see you later, Haku. The seals on Naruto's ankles glowed, Kurama shrinking further and jumping onto his shoulder. Particle-style chakra coursed through his body, becoming light as air. Naruto and Kurama flew into the air, the blonde weaving hand signs. You planning to use that new combination jutsu for this? Kurama asked, his claws sinking into Naruto's flesh. Might as well. This is what it's made for after all. Naruto brought his hands together, a massive array of seals appearing in the air around him. His hand signs created shock waves, hair and eyes glowing as excess chakra poured from his body. Naruto took in a deep breath, ending his signs with clasped hands. He glanced at Kurama, the two nodding. Naruto then looked to the sky, feeling a cool touch on his cheek, contrasting the sun's heat. His smile couldn't help but grow. Naruto style. End and begin. If you like what you just heard, consider hitting the subscribe button and bell icon to get notified about new videos. If there's a part you've missed, then check out the entire playlist on screen. If you like this story, please share it with your fellow anime lovers. Any support helps a lot. That's all for now. This is Ninja Kai, disappearing in a golden flash.